Will in Norfolk, Virginia.
Hey, how's life?
Pretty good.
Cool.
How are you?
Doing well. My question is, well, I want to say, I think you have a fundamental problem with your definition of God.
Well, I don't have a definition of God.
Oh.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
So you're an atheist because you don't believe in God, right?
I
don't believe in any gods.
There you go.
Any God. You don't
We haven't
believe
heard-
in any.
Well, you know, sitting on this side of the camera, we hear all sorts of callers call in, and they all have different ideas of what God is. And if you argue, you can't have a one-size-fits-all argument against one or the other.
Right, the first guy who called was telling us to read the Quran, and we don't believe in that God. But does that mean that his definition of God was incorrect?
Well, I don't believe in the Quran. I am
not
really.
So what we do is we take whatever definition that folks come up with, and we try to say whether or not that makes sense.
Okay, we'll try this definition.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you believe and why do you believe it? That's the question.
Yeah.
If God is love, then how can you deny that?
I believe in love. I just don't call it God.
Right.
Okay, so you could though.
All right.
And
if God is a stuffed cow, I got God right here.
Right.
So, I mean,
I file that under trying to define God into existence. And then you go off and equivocate and say,
If you look at, in Christianity, God is love. The whole entire book
God
has
is
been
more than that.
God is a mass murderer. Come on.
God is this. God
Read
is
that
this
Bible.
very specific guy who does a whole bunch of things. And when I say I love my son, I'm not saying big guy who created the Garden of Eden and then killed a bunch of people in Noah's flood and then sent his only son to die, yada, 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 my son.
I agree.
That's not what I mean.
Organized religion is a load of crap.
Okay, so
Everything
organized religion, like
by man.
all organized religion, or just the organized religion you don't agree with?
I'm going to say all organized religion. It's the reason for many problems. I'm going to say
so
most
as long as it's disorganized, it's cool.
Yes, as long as your definition of God.
Do you follow the Bible?
Do I follow the Bible? Parts of it? No, not really.
Okay, so it sounds.
So it sounds like you're kind of picking and choosing what you want.
Of course, yeah. I don't really believe into anything fully because there's so many bad things about the Bible, from stoning your wife to, I don't know, just killing people for no reason.
Long
it's a joke.
list. Right.
But
all right, so is God exactly no more and no less than what we mean by love?
Or is this just a way
is
of
God just another
sneaking
word
God
for
under
love?
the covers?
Like, what difference does it make if I say that I believe in love?
Well, it's hard to call yourself an atheist if you say that under my definition of God. And that's why I never really
then,
consider
all right,
myself
here, I'll do you a favor. Under your definition of God, I'm not an atheist. There you go.
Wonderful, wonderful. And one more question. If God is like a spiritual force that exists...
Wait a minute.
We've turned the screws here.
Hang on. That was kind of a bait and switch you did right there.
That's right.
Great. That's cool, right?
No, it's not.
Bait and switch is not a good thing.
Oh, okay.
It's a deceptive tactic.
If you wanted to say that God was a spiritual force, you should have started with that instead of trying to trick me into saying I believe in God, so I believe in love. Because I don't believe in spiritual. I don't believe in spiritual forces, though.
Oh, well, okay. We have a big disagreement here.
Yeah.
I think love.
I should say so.
Squishy definition here is what we have.
Love is a spiritual force. It
what?
drives
What do you
people
mean
to do
spiritual?
What is spiritual? I don't even know what that means.
What is spiritual? Have you ever had a moving experience? An experience you cannot explain, something maybe supernatural?
No, not supernatural. I mean, I've had a lot of really great experiences.
Well, for me, I've had experiences that I can't explain, and I don't think can be explained through science.
So what the core of what you're saying is, I don't know X, therefore God, right? This is called the argument from ignorance, and a lot of believers use this all the time, It's like you don't know X.
Do you think that
therefore
everything
God
can be explained and will be explained?
No.
No. So
Through science?
But the time to come up with an explanation, you're inventing an explanation. The honest thing is to say, I don't know. That's the honest thing.
The honest thing is to say, I don't know.
Yeah.
It is true, I don't know, but this is more of...
It's dishonest to say, oh, I don't know, therefore my explanation that I want to force on the world or interject here is the explanation. Right?
I don't really understand.
The only time you should believe something is when there's evidence for it, right? And you haven't even clearly defined God, right? So it's a squishy thing.
When there's evidence for it, but it doesn't mean that I have to have evidence from external sources other than my own experience.
that's true, but we don't have your personal experiences. So if you want to tell us that we should believe in God, then you should bring some evidence.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we can't argue against your personal experience. So.
Well, I'm glad that we can believe that God exists if it is love.
And only love.
Okay.
Okay. Have a good day.
I think that's the closest thing we're going to get to an agreement.
Love is a perfectly good word.
Love is God. God is love. Enjoy your day.
Okay. Then it's not a spiritual force.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.
To me, my experience, bye.
Take care.
Okay.